Hello, this is Toast. We are back. Hang on one second. I'm going to turn down... Trying to fix my levels a little bit, because I know you guys are having some trouble with that. We're also going to change the battle size here. Hello, this is Toast. We are back. This is Conquering Alexandria. We are so far have one castle to ourselves that is conquered by us. We're going to keep managing this garrison here. Get my skirmishers in here. Trying to get it so that I don't have all expensive troops on here. So we do want some non-expensive troops too. Because this is starting to get to be an expensive garrison. But pretty solid garrison here. Let's see, I'm going to take these guys back. Alright. We've got 99. We've got 99 guys. Oh. We need to get Basic out of the pits. We need to get some money is what we need to do. Who are we at war with right now? Hey there, Baxter. Yeah, so I messed with battle size there briefly because it basically changes how many people are allowed to be on the field at one time in a battle. So instead of, you know, how it always loads like here's more enemies, here's more reinforcements, here's more enemies, here's more reinforcements. It before was capped at 75 total NPCs on the field. Now I just changed it up to 150 there. Does that make sense? Let's see who we're at war with here. We are not at war with anyone. Wow. Let's go talk to King Yargalek. See if I can trade him for Metchin. I also went through and played with diplomacy a little bit, and it looks like if I were to renounce my oh, it's a feast. If I were to renounce my liege, or renounce my oath to my liege, I would keep my castle that I have. So I'm going to start building up an empire around that castle, and then once the time is right, just go ahead and make my own path. Farmer, what is the matter? Where is the village? Yeah, sure, I'll beat up some bandits for you. Ransom broker, do I have prisoners? I don't actually know. No, I don't. Traveler. You're one of my companions. Where is Behester? Sargoth. Let's go see if we can find him. First, yeah, I do. I have diplomacy on. Diplomacy essentially makes managing a kingdom, once I get to that point, a lot easier. It automates a lot of tasks for me that I otherwise would have to do manually, such as recruiting people for castles and setting policies on how my lords will govern their armies and how they raise their armies, and you know, just how taxes are set in the kingdom. And there's actually some cultural changes in the kingdom that you can play with. There's a lot of different features that you guys will see as we go through, but the biggest one right now that I'm using is the ability to automatically... Alright, cavalry, hold tight. The one I'm using right now is the ability to be able to hold that. Let me get these guys set up. the ability to be able to automatically buy and sell goods. So I can set a threshold of price, and if my loot is above a certain price, it'll automatically get sold every time I go to a town, which is pretty nice. And it can automatically set up my NPCs to, or my companions to, boom, just getting headshots left and right here. Set them up to automatically manage their own inventories, so they can upgrade their armor as they deem appropriate and their weapons and stuff like that. So I don't have to do that for them, which is really cool. That's all from diplomacy. I tried to keep it as vanilla as I can here. I didn't really want to change the base game too much, but I did want to try out diplomacy because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Come on in here, cavalry. Well, I think diplomacy makes the, like, mid-game a lot easier. The beginning is always kind of rough. I mean, there's really no way to make that any easier. But diplomacy is something I would definitely recommend for making the, and it's not so much that I'm making it on, like, easy mode, as much as I'm making the possibility of actually conquering Alexandria possible with this mod. Recruits. Alright, gotta keep my honor up. Footmen. Infantry. Alright, I'm still trying to build up that castle. That's one of the things that diplomacy would do too, is if I wasn't silly and had said yes to setting up a chancellor at the castle, he could automatically recruit people for me, and I wouldn't have to do it myself, which is kind of a pain. It's little stuff like that that the mod is able to do. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Let's see. Alright, I can do that. Mention. Oh, dude. Let's see if I can, may I suggest a course of action? No, I want to ask you something. Will you trade me a fief? Mention for basic. Alright, he is willing to trade, that's good. So what I'm going to do, that's one of the other things diplomacy allows me to do, is do trades like that. So I'm going to go collect these taxes and then trade with him, and hopefully the quest will get cancelled and I'll be able to keep the taxes. That would be really nice. Because then I could use the taxes to pay for the trade. Oh. Old. Go beat up the peasants because they don't like taxes. What are you having trouble with specifically? Because the beginning of this game is always a little rough until you get to about 50 troops. It's just a tough time. And all you can really do is just keep fighting. Because you really just have to get your leadership up and your renown up high enough to get about 50 troops. And then at that point the game starts to get a lot easier because you don't get destroyed by bandits all the time. Where's the next guy? Oh, he's right here. See if I can read my book a little bit. 78, yeah. One of the other thing I want to do is look in here and look at known lords by relation, and I want to check for guys who have a decent relation to me but a bad relation to King Yargolek, and I want to befriend those guys, like this guy. He's reputed to be martial, so Voldrat. I want to make friends with Voldrat. So where is he? He got Kudan. Because then, if I can get my relation high enough with those guys... Yeah, it's... The 30 troop mark is tricky. I mean, make sure you get your soldiers... one of the things that helps early on is getting your trainer skill up. So, hang on a sec, let me get these guys upgraded. So that's why these guys keep upgrading really quickly here, because you will be taking a lot of losses in the beginning of this game. It's a pretty brutal game in the beginning. But making sure you and everyone in your party gets your trainer skill up, because that will help you train troops faster, so that when you have losses you can get good guys back into your army. But once you're at the point where I am, where you have, 50, 70 troops, somewhere in that ballpark, it starts to be a little bit easier, if only because you can hold your own at that point. So let's see. We said Voldrat was good. We don't want him because he's bad-tempered. Ooh, Naldera's another one. See, bad relation here, and he's martial. Pitiless is okay. Kumipa. Yeah, but that one's not a good one. Rudin, no. Sadistic. Martial. Pitiless. Belagru. I'm looking through the lords of the Vagars. Pitiless. Bad-tempered. 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 So it really looks like my targets are Naldera, Bracha, and Kumipa, as well as, who's the other one? Druli wouldn't be bad. So it's really these three, or four: Voldrat, Naldera, Bracha, and Kumipa. Voldrat, Naldera, Bracha, and Kumipa. Jaribe, Hanan, and Kura. Alright, well, let's go to Kura and see if he's got anything for me. Because the goal is to get those guys to high renown